Let some people get in here first. Let people start pouring in. I should really mess with some of these settings because this is pretty plain. You dig? Like this is plain. The background and everything. What's going on? Waiting for people to get in. Waiting for some people to come in. I feel like I haven't done like just a personal stream in a long time. Just a single stream. In quite a while. Look, if you guys don't log onto the stream, then you ain't black. if you don't log onto this stream, you ain't black. Let me what's going on? Produced by Pac. Yeah, I'm telling people right now, if they don't log onto this stream, then they ain't black. Let me tell Twitter I'm live too. Let me tell Twitter. I'll tell Twitter I'm live. Yeah, what? There's so much going on right now. Challenge accepted. Oh man. So what do you guys think? Do you think guess on the Yang Gang Roundtable podcast? Yeah, I'm totally for that. Just let me know when. I've got a couple I've got invited to a couple different live streams upcoming. So I just did the live stream with Paget, and then next month I have a live stream to do with Nerds for Yang. He invited me on. And then Trumper for Yang, he had hit me up not that long ago saying he wanted to do a stream. We don't have a set date for that. So I definitely have a couple coming up. What's going on, James? What's going on? You've been pushing for a live stream too, so I said, screw it. I might as well. I got to get it done. I haven't done one in a while. Biden and Doja Cat got the streets litty. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Man, yo, Biden, that dude is crazy. That dude he's legitimately nuts. Legit. Can you imagine if anybody else had said that, though? Can you imagine if Andrew Yang was getting interviewed by Hot 97 or Breakfast Club and was like, yo, if you guys don't vote for Yang, you ain't black. Could you imagine if Sanders said that? Anybody. Can you imagine if Amy Klobuchar said that? Can you imagine if Amy Klobuchar was like, yeah, it would have been suicide. Like nobody else could have gotten away with saying that. Even a black person couldn't have got away with saying it. Cory Booker couldn't have been on air saying, like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Like, Cory Booker couldn't have said that. Why? Like, and I'm not saying Biden's not getting heat because he's getting some heat for it, but it's not like political suicide. Like, his chances of winning the nomination he won the nomination. His chances of becoming president, I don't think it's faltered any. Whatever it was pre-statement, it still is. But anybody else, it would have been done. Yang would have been done. Bernie Sanders absolutely would have been done. They would have asked Bernie Sanders to leave the country. Like, him dropping out wasn't enough. They would have been like, you have to leave the U.S. You got to leave the U.S. Trump or Biden both won't end well. No, they won't. They won't. They keep, like, literally, they keep rotating every other day between who can do the stupidest stuff. They're literally, no pun intended, trying to trump each other as to who can do the stupidest stuff. So now Trump's going to try to, like, Trump Biden, and next thing you know, he's going to be calling Ben Carson his N-word. Like, they're literally trying to top each other. It's ridiculous. Could Obama pull it off? We will never know because class. Yeah, he wouldn't, he would never get caught saying something like that. But he wouldn't get away with it in a sense that the right hated him so much that I think they would continuously not. You think Russiagate was bad? Blackgate, they call it Blackgate, and they wouldn't let it go. They would constantly, every day, hammer Barack Obama on those statements. Yo, Biden got off easy. If it was Andrew or anybody else, dude, if it was Bernie, it'd be trending number one. It'd be trending number one. YouTube would, like, demonetize any channel talking about it. Nobody else could have got away with saying that. Even in jest. Nobody. What's going on now? Thanks for dropping in, brother. I know you've been waiting for a live stream. Yo, I was a huge fan, huge Yang fan. How could you be repping that dude? He told you he was going to endorse Biden. He told you from the get-go. He never said, I'm going to endorse Bernie Sanders. You seen that Trump You Ain't Black merch? Yeah. I spoke about on the last video I dropped, getting at Biden. I said that Trump, like, almost immediately got out the You Ain't Black merch. Immediately. I didn't know they had leggings. They've got leggings. Oh my God. That's crazy. What's going on, John? Yo, I seen that Trump went ham same day. Yeah, the same day had the shirts made. What? Seriously, though, how come Trump can't be that efficient on everything else? Like, if he was as efficient with dealing with this virus, maybe we wouldn't be in the predicament we're in. Like, I've never seen him that efficient. I've never seen his team that efficient. They immediately got those shirts out, and apparently leggings. If he was that good at doing everything else, might not be in the situation we're in. We might not be in the situation we're in. I've got, like, so many memes about Biden, like, just waiting to be launched, but that shit only lasts like 2 days, 3 days tops. Like, it goes out of, like, the mainstream narrative quick. Like, this can't happen, and then 5 days later, I put a You Ain't Black meme. It just won't work. It's kind of, unless the media is still talking about it. Yeah, Trump is a troll. What's the Mika Brzezinski? I think that's how you say her name. Is it Mika Brzezinski? I'm pretty sure. She, like, he trolled her husband and husband, boyfriend, whatever he is. And she asked to speak to the manager. She asked to speak to Jack on Twitter because Trump was literally trolling her. Literally trolling. She couldn't take it. It was like, I will be trying to speak to Jack. I will send a message to Jack. Imagine Jack answering her. Is it Mika Brzezinski that did this? I'm pretty sure it's Mika Brzezinski. Let me know if I'm right. It's not Laura Ingraham. I'm pretty sure it's Mika Brzezinski. But, like, she wants to speak to the manager. I think it's her. Let me know in the comment. Let me know if you know in the comment section what I'm talking about. But yeah, Trump's a really good troll. He's gonna troll the hell out of Biden. He's gonna troll Biden so hard. Can you just wait? Just wait till the commercials come out about Biden from the Trump team. He's already, like, sent some out. He did, like, this one crazy one. I want to say like last week, and literally it has Biden like sniffing women's hair and all that stuff. It was Mika. Okay, it was Mika. Yeah, I'm gonna speak to Jack on Twitter. He's gonna hear about this. Yo, they're not gonna suspend the president's account. They're just not. They're just not. And I know it sucks to say, but literally what he says is by definition newsworthy because he is the president. I'm not saying he's right at all. Usually he's wrong, but what he says is newsworthy. So whether he's saying it on Twitter or whether he's saying it in a press conference, it's newsworthy. Yeah, James, he trolled her bad. He said like her husband pretty much had something that should be investigated for killing somebody. But like he left like enough wiggle room where he's like, I'm not saying he killed somebody. I'm saying he should be investigated in his Trump fashion. He's like, oh, he should be investigated. I'm just saying somebody should investigate it. They should look into it. I'd have the best people. I'd have all my people looking into it. It gets solved quickly, so quick your eyes would spin. I'm just saying. And so she couldn't take it. It's like she was outraged. Like she was calling him all sorts of names. But look what outrages her. That, not the constant bombing of other countries, not people not getting a basic income, nothing of substance. We need a debate ASAP. Yeah, I want to see a debate. I want to see a debate. Can you imagine that debate? It'd be like watching an old folks home. 45 knows his way around libel, if nothing. Exactly. Like he didn't incriminate himself. He's the smartest, stupidest guy I've ever seen. He's the smartest, stupidest guy I've ever seen. And funny, ironically. Yeah, she went from 0 to 100. But like, think of all that she's supposed to be left wing, right? So think of all the things that's been happening in this primary that she could have been outraged about. Crickets on all of it. That's what she gets mad about. What's going on, Giup? Am I saying your name right? Is it Giup? Let me know if I'm saying it right. I hate butchering people's names. For sure. And what else is going on? Amy Klobuchar. I called it. I don't know if you guys watched the live stream with Paget, and I mentioned it in a couple videos that Amy Klobuchar was going to be like in the running for VP. And I did just drop a video saying that he chose her. There's like a handful of women in this running, and Stacey Abrams isn't one of them, and neither is Kamala Harris. But I think it's gonna be her. Yeah, he knows how to play the game. He knows how to play the game, and he goes off script, and they hate that he goes off script. As far as policy-wise, he's been doing everything the Republicans want. What they hate is when he goes off script and his mean tweets and stuff like that. And look, the Democrats approve of all of it. Nancy Pelosi agrees with more of Trump's policies than disagrees. They don't like his mean tweets and how he behaves socially. The Democrats really know how to pander socially. Like when it comes to social issues, they roll over for social issues. What's going on, Gilly Squeeze? Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. Biden wants her as a VP. Because he'd be getting that woman vote in there. And personally, I don't think he likes Kamala Harris. And I don't think he thinks Stacey Abrams is qualified. I think Stacey Abrams has too much hubris. But I think he honestly likes Amy Klobuchar. I think he likes her. And look, she didn't do horrible in the primary. Obviously, I disagreed with her vehemently, but I think she did pretty decent in this primary. Much, much better than I ever anticipated. What's up, Read My Lips? Did you catch the Andrew Yang interview on CNN where he got cut off when he was about to react towards Biden's not black comment? No. No, I didn't. I've been waiting to see what he was going to say about it. No. If anybody has that clip, tag me in it. Tag me in it on Twitter or leave it in the comment section or something. I want to see that. That's messed up. They've done that. Yo, they've done that to people many, many times. Who should progressives who won't vote for Biden vote for? Well, okay, you've got people say there's like no option C. There's an option C. You can vote for Green Party, you can write in somebody, or you can withhold your vote. I look at withholding your vote almost as a form of protest. Now, people will say things like, we need to get Trump out of office and the lesser of two evils in the courts and things like that. If those things do override how you feel about casting a vote, then by all means cast that vote for Biden if you can swallow that pill. But if that doesn't bother you, if you can look past that, then you can vote for third party. You can vote for a Green Party or withhold your vote or write in somebody. Was on CNN. Yeah, please. Zach and Matt Show uploaded it. Oh, okay. I can check it out on there too. Kamala Harris can't get him no votes, and the black people are already voting Biden, so it's no incentive. Yeah, that like again, she's somebody else with a lot of hubris. She feels like she's entitled. She showed that during this primary run. She was like, I'm the upper echelon. Like when she was going against Tulsi Gabbard, she's like, who the hell is Tulsi Gabbard? Look at me. Look at Tulsi. You don't sit at the big kids table. Very smug. And then when it was time for people to pick something like to hammer on, like Bernie was Medicare for All, Andrew Yang was UBI, Tulsi was Regime Change War, Kamala Harris chose Twitter, getting Donald Trump off of Twitter. That was her big home run. So, yeah, I'm good on Kamala. Like, in the early stages of my channel, like when I wasn't even showing my face, I got on Kamala like a pretty decent amount of times. And her record. Exactly. You still need to vote down ballot. So, absolutely. That's one of the reasons I'm happy the New York primary is back on. And I'm happy that appeal got denied, which I did a video on as well. Because that's who it was going to affect the most. But another thing, and this is how I feel. I feel like black people are kind of late. They're kind of late to the ball game. Why are we as black people? Why are we, now that there's only two people left, Donald Trump and Joe Biden, why are we now making demands? We had this Democratic primary was riddled with people trying to become president. That was when you make your demands. Why already give Joe Biden all your votes and then say, when we have Tweedledee and Tweedledum, then say, all right, so what are you going to do for black people? What do you, so late. We're late to the party. We're late to the party. Honestly, they don't have to do a damn thing for you right now, because your choices if we're looking at it, is A or B. So if Joe Biden says, I ain't doing nothing for black people, if he comes out and says, I'm not doing anything for black people, all right, then they're either not going to vote or vote for Donald Trump. How many of them are actually going to vote for Donald Trump? They put themselves between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, Kamala Harris was just like, my mom, when she first saw Kamala Harris, she was like, oh, I'm impressed. But that was like all the facade. And then like after a couple weeks, she was like, yeah, I don't like that Kamala Harris. And my mom's apolitical. What's happening with New York City's after Yang won the court cases? Is there hope for Yang and Bernie Sanders? Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say there's hope. I mean, Yang won. New York appealed and they lost the appeal. So it's gonna happen. And I think they're scrambling to now do like mail-in voting or something like that. But I don't think Sanders or Yang are going to win at this point in New York. I think it's they're trying to get the delegates and stuff like that, and they're trying to help the down ballot candidates. But I think Biden's probably going to win it. Like Sanders doesn't even have ads coming out anymore. Preach should have pushed for another candidate earlier. We had so many candidates. So many. One of which was vying for reparations, Marianne Williamson. We slept on it until it was at the very end, and now we're trying to make demands when technically neither one of those two people have to give into our demands. They can literally say tomorrow, they both can come out and say, yeah, I'm not doing anything for black people. And then what? You're either still going to vote for the lesser of two evils, or you're just not going to vote at all. And it shows historically when there's low voter turnout, Democrats do worse and Republicans do better. So if there's a mass low voter turnout, then you're just keeping Trump in office. It's literally a lose-lose situation. It's 2016 all over again. Sad, man, sad. Yeah. Look, Biden this whole time, he didn't cave to anything that the progressives wanted. He didn't cave to anything that, the Yang Gang wanted. Nothing. He didn't even pretend to be interested in UBI. When asked about healthcare, he doesn't care about Medicare for all or any version of it. He wants to go back to the Obama days. That's all he wants to do. 1% might votes for Trump or 0.0060. Everyday Progressive Show. What's going on? Marianne was my early favorite on the first debate before I got on the Yang train. Yeah, I think she got the shaft. I think she was treated unfairly. She quickly became a meme. They cast her as this hippie spiritualist, and she's actually very smart. She's very, very intelligent. I had to educate myself on her because I thought she was a hippie spiritualist. Even in one of my thumbnails way early on, I had her looking like that. But then I saw an interview she did. I think it was on The Hill Rising, and I said, "Let me know more about Marianne Williamson." And I looked into her, and she's actually very, very smart. But we never got to see that. We never got to see that. I seen Harris roasted him. I went back and looked at some of the debates, man. She put him to shame. Yeah, and Harris really was on Joe Biden's ass. She was saying how horrible Joe Biden was. And now, she wants to be his VP. If he was that horrible, why would you want to be his VP? And then she was very unfair to Yang very early on. She laughed at him when he was talking about UBI. Her and Pete Buttigieg. Yeah, Biden's horrible. That's why, look, I think Biden will be better on social issues, but he has some of the same donors as Trump. A lot of people in the White House are going to be gone, but don't be fooled. Some of those same people are still going to be there in Biden's years. I don't see him doing anything economically favorable for us. It literally will be slightly better. Hillary Clinton is to the left on him as far as Social Security age. She wanted to go lower on the Social Security age. He wanted to go higher. I don't get it. The chairman of the Federal Reserve is urging Congress to pass emergency UBI. We need it, Trev Third. We need it. But here's the thing. The establishment right now they don't want anything to do with that. They're not passing another $1,200. They're literally putting us back to work, and they're not extending unemployment. Anything that is in favor of giving people money, they're like, no, we're done with that. Go back to work, pump up the economy, and I don't want to hear anything about giving anybody any more money. And Trump said, yes, more people will die, but it's what we got to do. I see you liked a couple of my recent comments on your vids post. Yeah, I try to get to everybody in the comment section. I try to get to everybody and at least interact with you guys, because time is something you can't get back. So when you guys spend time to actually watch one of my videos, the least I can do is pay attention to the comment. What's up, Yang Gang and Ronnie? What's going on, Serpent? Long time no see. No, at Sharpie, it's nice to see familiar friends when everyone is social distancing now. For sure. I'm still in awe that out of the other dozen primary candidates we could have had, we ended up with a Joe Biden. This is my second election to vote, and I'm already feel disinterested. Yeah, listen. Numerically, for a while, it looked like he was in the top 5. He was top 3, top 5. He went from top 3 to top 5, back and forth. And then it was top 2. And he was holding that for a while because of name recognition, but I still never expected him to win. But I just seen everybody that want Biden mainstream. Media knocked them out. Yeah, media knocked everyone out. I was just watching a documentary about how powerful the media was this last election. I mean, they always control the narrative, but I mean, pretty much if you weren't cool with the media, good luck to you. Biden is so close to the right, he might as well be fringe of the GOP. Yeah, Biden's so close. He's left wing my ass. And did he say he's a new FDR? Biden's been saying he's the new FDR. The new FDR. Are you serious? The new FDR? Can we please elect the write-in? And if so, would the system honor that vote? Yang and Sanders should team up and allow progressives to rally. Listen, but here's the thing. Sanders, and I remember, guys, I was a Bernie Sanders supporter. The person that put me on to Yang was Russell from Grassroots. So I say this, and it pains me. Sanders is too bullheaded. He's had so many times to look at other people's point of views, and he hasn't. And I'm one of the biggest Bernie Sanders defenders on this in the Yang Gang. Full stop. He's so bullheaded that even the left-wing political independent YouTube channels, the big ones like a Kyle Kalinske, was giving him sound advice. Kyle Kalinske told him, sit down at the table and listen to Andrew Yang. He told him so many different things, and it actually went up the campaigns, up the trail to the campaign, and Sanders wanted nothing to do with it. Typical. We were given billions of corpse. Republicans just arrived. Did you watch Yang Gang pass up the question about Joe Biden? Did he pass up the question, or did they cut the question short? I'm going to have to watch. Whenever this live stream is over, I'm going to have to watch that for sure, because I thought they cut it out. Biden is so bad. I'm voting green unless he changes his game for the better and solidly support more left populist ideals instead of half-assed. Yeah. Yeah, and then you also have to really think, is he just saying this just to say it, or does he mean it? Everyone that took a shot at Biden, they ended up crying. FDR, yeah. Yeah, he thinks he's the new FDR. His mic went out. How strange. I've seen that. I've seen them cut people's mics on MSNBC as well. Cut people's mics a couple times within this last election cycle. They are known for doing that. What's going on, Hunter Thompson? There's not enough people actively engaged in politics to pull off a write-in. Yeah. What was it? Was it the last election we had? 2016, was it 47% didn't vote or something like that? I want to say it's 47% of people want nothing to do with it. I started out last year assuming I'd be a burner. Happened to cross Andrew in 2019 and never looked back. Yeah, and look, I still think Sanders thinks he's doing the right thing, but he's wrong. He's wrong in a lot of the things he's been doing. I don't like how he treated Brianna Joy Gray. I'm probably going to mention it in a video, how he came out with telling them, don't attack Biden, how to act on Twitter, mind your P's and Q's. What the hell? I'm shocked because if you would have asked me months ago, I would have said no. Bernie Sanders would never act like that. Both Yang and Sanders need to be more bullheaded. They gave up too quickly. I do agree. Bullheadedness is good to a degree, but Sanders let it overtake him. But do you think Yang didn't want to answer that? I love Yang, but that was way too convenient. I am interested in what he has to say about that. Because I know Yang has commented on the Tara Reid allegations already. I want to see what he has to say about that. I'm going to hit him up on Twitter. And I'm like, Yang, as an African American, since CNN cut it out, I just want to know how you feel about this. It's probably, he's got 1.4 million people. It's probably going to get lost in the shuffle. I don't trust Biden for anything. If he told me water is wet, I wouldn't believe him. He's going to make, listen, Jack, I told you that the water's wet yesterday on top of the mountain underneath the bridge where Corn Pop, when we was in the anthill listening to the record players. Do some push-ups. I agree. My complaint is, since it's the people who have to pay for it, why didn't they give the trillions to the people? Yeah, they spent $5 trillion and gave it all to Boeing and places like that. And then they've been pumping up the stock market, pumping trillions into the stock market like nobody's business. And the people got a $1,200 check. Do you think Yang cut his own mic out, or the media did it though? Can you cut your own mic? I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can cut your own mic out, so I can't answer that question. My initial thought was the media did it. Smoking blueberry kush. Hey, you're not wrong. It's the whole corporate welfare. Yeah, corporate socialism. Everybody's afraid of that word socialism unless it's for corporate socialism, and then they're all for it. Why doesn't Yang run as a third-party candidate? Correct me if I'm wrong, but did Yang say early on that he wouldn't run third-party? I know Tulsi did, but I feel like nagging at the back of me, Yang said something at some point during his run that he wouldn't run as a third-party. I'm almost positive. Let me know. Something about Corn Pop and children watching leg hair float. Yeah, and then he first learned about roaches. He's standing in a group of all black people talking about, I first learned about roaches from you guys. I don't have a Discord server. And I don't have a Patreon. I haven't done any of those things yet because I feel like my channel hasn't reached that level yet. I mean, I could be wrong. I think I'm at like 3,200 subscribers or something like that. I always said like I'd do that once I hit 5K. That's a smart but kind of desperate move to avoid a question if you did that. Yeah, it would be. Sore loser clause. I mean, the Dems were on. And then with Tulsi, like she kept saying, yeah, I'm not going to run as a third party. They kept saying she's probably going to run as a third party, even though she came out on camera saying she wouldn't. Yeah, I didn't like that from Bernie. Was cool. The way he supported us, he should. That dude sounds like Biden. What? Say that again, James. I think the media cut it too. Yang promised all along he wouldn't run as a third party. Yeah, I remember hearing that at some point. I think they signed an agreement not to run third party. Yep. Third party run almost always loses. That's true. I think the most you can do is a symbolic. But here's the thing. If Yang ran as third party, say he didn't sign that clause, say he said screw it, and he ran as a third party, if by some chance Biden lost, they would blame it on Yang. They're still blaming it on Jill Stein today, even though majority of her supporters, when polled and questioned, said if Jill Stein wasn't running, I would not have voted for Hillary Clinton. I was going to sit it out or vote for someone else. So, but they still to this day try to blame her. So Yang would be blamed for Donald Trump retaining his seat. And then, I mean, it'd be nothing but constant slander after that. Whereas Yang right now is in the good graces with the media. He need to not be talking about black people. Even I have a Discord and I have less than 400 subs. It has some people on there. You know what? I'll make it. If you guys will participate, I'll make a Discord server. And I need to get more active on Reddit too. I'm not really active on Reddit. My videos get posted to Reddit sometimes, but I'm not really active on there. Get your Patreon set up, Ronnie. You don't need to announce it before. Don't need to announce it before you feel like it, but it can be a bit of a pain getting everything going. Yeah, I know. I know Russell has a Patreon. I think a lot of the Yang Gangers have Patreons. I just, especially now during a pandemic, like I really didn't want to like, hey guys, I made a Patreon. Like, let me get your money. People are struggling, so I said, all right, I'll wait till I'm at 5K. It should be over by then. Please, God, let it be over by then. Yeah, they had to sign an agreement to support the Democratic nominee if they did not win. And that's why people are saying, like, why did Yang support Biden? I mean, the math showed Biden had it. I mean, at that point where Yang endorsed Biden, could Sanders have won? It was the slimmest. It was so slim, but mathematically, it probably wasn't going to happen. Hey, Ron, do you think that Bernie doesn't want to be blamed like Ralph Nader was? Yeah. They already blame him for Donald Trump as it is. Right now, he's playing patty cake. He's playing nice. I mean, totally different Bernie Sanders from 2016. Never too early to start that Patreon. I'm going to set it up. I promise you. It'll be up probably by tomorrow. What's going on, Mindful Skeptics? What's up, brother? Thank you. I appreciate it. We got to do that live stream, bro. We talked about, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? I think it was before Trickle Up launched, but we were talking about doing the live stream, Mindful Skeptics. We got to do that. It's been a long time. Jill Stein won in 2016. Only respect. She gained so much progress for America, regardless of whether Americans agree. I got so much respect for Jill Stein. Very smart, articulate person. And in a different world, she should have been president. Think about it. It was Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Between those two, like Jill Stein should have demolished. Bernie should support his supporters and not act like they was only with you because of the money. Yeah, exactly. Bernie Sanders was making 32 mil every quarter and shit like that. The people supported the hell out of Bernie Sanders. Do not tell them behave nicely, be nice to Joe Biden, don't get in arguments with his supporter. These people donated their money, their blood, sweat, and tears, and you don't control them. Even Andrew Yang himself has said, look, I can't tell my supporters who to vote for. They're going to do what they're going to do. What's going on, FMX 101? Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. Biden needs to stop talking about how he knows black people. And you know what? The fact that he felt so comfortable to do that, he felt way too comfortable to do that. But at the same time, they voted for him in droves during the primary, so he's probably like, of course they got my back. I'm always down to do a live stream with you. Let's do it. What do you don't you do it like every Sunday, boys? Or something like that? We should do it next Sunday. Unless you already got somebody booked. You voted for Jill. Hell no, I can't trust Biden as far as I can throw him. Yeah, can't trust that guy. Look, I looked at his career. I looked at what he did, and it was ugly. You need to get Trucker for Yang back on. I want to be on that stream. So Trumper for Yang actually, before his Andrew Yang interview, he actually did reach out to do a live stream with me. We haven't set a date on that, and I know it's going to happen because he reached out to me, and he's really good with shit like that. So that's going to happen too. And I feel like we have vast opinion differences, but at the same time, there are some things that we can agree on. And I actually did a video defending him, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago now. 2 weeks, because he was getting a lot of shit because he said he's voting for Trump, and they were giving him a lot of shit. Can't change a broken system by selling out to that same broken system. Yeah, and with Sanders, you can't start a revolution. You didn't say oh, I just want to spruce things up a bit. You said you wanted to start a revolution, and you can't do that playing patty cake. Hey, Ron, what do you think about the Jesse Ventura running as a Green Party candidate? He actually, from what I've seen of him, he actually has some interesting and progressive ideas. But I admit I have to do some further research. But he does talk about the corruption that's going on in Washington. And when they asked, I think there was an interview, they asked him about like who would he vote for as far as the lesser of two evils goes, and he was like, neither. So I would be interested to see a Jesse Ventura Green Party run. I don't think he'd win the presidency, but he might actually suck up so many people over there that it would piss the establishment off. Yes, every Sunday. All right, let's do it next Sunday. Again, unless you have somebody already booked. Trumper for Yang is one of the most articulate Republicans supporting Yang. Yeah, I dig him. He's a good dude, and that's why I came to his defense in that video. And look, I really don't voter shame people. I will make fun of the candidate that you're voting for, but if they've earned your vote, then goddamn it, give them your vote if they've earned it. Can't change a broken system. Do we have details about Biden and his crime bill? He denied everything at on the Breakfast Club. This dude, Biden lies. Biden wrote the crime bill. He was the architect of the crime bill. He's blatantly lying. He's blatant. He was the architect. He damn near wrote the crime bill. This is factual. Trucker for Yang, Dennis will be a revolutionary voice in the movement moving forward, just like Ronnie. Thanks, bro. Yeah, he will. He will. He's a good dude. I've never seen him hostile. And he's one of those people where he can agree to disagree with somebody. And do we really expect, and I said this in that video, do we really expect a Republican who shifted to Yang when Yang dropped out to go to the Democrats? No, he's going to go back to the Republicans. What's up, Rima Lips? At this point, are you still casting a vote? Both options are just so bad, I can't live with either choice. I said I'm probably going to write in Yang. I'm probably going to write in Yang. And, I mean, again, the down ballots matter a lot. And I've supported Yang. I've donated to him. I've done the Secure the Yang challenges twice. And so at the very least, I would like to write in Yang. But Joe Biden hasn't earned my vote. He hasn't done anything or said anything that would make me want to vote for him. He hasn't even attempted to. You and me next Sunday. Lock me in. Let's do it, brother. Let's do it, brother. He was flat out lying. I saw some disturbing videos about Joe Biden bragging about locking people up. Thank you, Inferno. Yeah. He was so pro crime bill. And that's the problem when you're talking to an apolitical person like Charlemagne the God, who has said he knows nothing about politics. The person, if you guys haven't watched the last video I did, please watch it. Charlemagne the God, the way he votes is he votes for the more socially progressive person, meaning if it's a guy and a girl, he's going to vote for the girl. If it's two women, he's going to vote for the one of color. And that's how he votes, which is, in my opinion, just a horrible political strategy. He said he likes novelty candidates. So he doesn't know anything about Joe Biden and the crime bill. So when Joe Biden gets on there and he lies and said he has nothing to do with it, he's going to get a pass because Charlemagne doesn't know. Whereas if I was interviewing him, if Padgett was interviewing him, if Boyce was interviewing him, if Trumper for Yang was interviewing him, if anybody in this chat was interviewing him, they'd be like, whoa. You definitely wrote that crime bill and praised it. And I wouldn't let up. The interview would probably be over because I'm just not going to brush past it. I'm going to be like, you're a liar. Joe Biden made the crack house law. Yeah. Will a Yang 2020 write-in vote count? I believe so. I hope so. I believe it will. The crack house wall targets, concerts, music promoters, festival, and raves. He was going to lie, but then forgot which lie to tell. Thank you for calling out Charlamagne the God on that last video. Yeah, that's the exact same thing I've been saying since Yang's first interview with him. Yeah, you got these people who know, and I get going on the Breakfast Club, I get going on Hot 97 because they reach millions of people's ears, and it's really good if you're running. Like, I get it, but just be warned and foreknow that these people know nothing about politics. They know nothing about policy, and they've been doing this for a long time, interviewing these candidates that come through, and they still know nothing about it. So they're very much just like a stepping stone in your political run. But Charlamagne the God knows nothing about politics, and is on record saying how he votes. So when he's on there and he lets Joe Biden say, if you're voting for Trump, you ain't black. When he lets him say that and just like bypasses it, they both look horrible. Joe Biden wants to shut down the cannabis industry. Yeah, Joe Biden's not even for legalizing marijuana. He's not even for legalizing marijuana. This dude, if he gets elected, will be 78 going into office, the oldest president. Biden just needs to smoke a fatty and sit down. It would probably kill him. He'd have a coughing attack. Biden will never get a vote from me just for turning the Family Violence Act. Yeah. And he basically made it so only men can be guilty and never a victim, even though they're 50% of the time. Yep. Biden's record is atrocious. Oregon will go Biden, will as well write in Yang. People who know nothing about politics with millions of views. Exactly. They know nothing. They're literally interviewing people that could become the president, and at no point has educated them. Think about it. The View, The Breakfast Club, Hot 97, even Joe Rogan. But at least Joe Rogan tells you from the jump, look, I don't know anything about politics. I just want to hear different perspectives from different people. But they go to all these places, all these big shows that know nothing about politics with millions of viewers. But they don't go to anybody that has a big viewership and actually knows about politics because they know they're going to get called out. I agree. I'm in the same boat as you. I already thought Biden was an imbecile, and after his attack on African Americans' identities because they won't vote for him as a new shitbag status. Yeah, like even if it was in jest, and I do think it was in jest, he was kidding, but he let his guard down. He felt really comfortable, and he showed himself. He showed everybody who he is. He felt really comfortable in that moment. And again, I say to you this: if this had been anybody else, if that was Bernie Sanders on air with Charlamagne the God, and Bernie Sanders said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, do you think Bernie Sanders would have any kind of career going forward? Any. He'd have zip. They'd be done with him. They wouldn't want him to have anything to do with the DNC. It'd be over. If it was Andrew Yang that said that, he wouldn't be, CNN would cut ties with him. It'd be over. Give me the mic. Yeah, give somebody the mic that actually knows about policies. It would probably kill. Yeah, Joe Biden smoking a blunt. It's over. A write-in win would be a win for Americans' faith in the system. Faith is as flawed as a system, though, in my opinion. Right. I mean, at most we can hope with the write-in is there's such a big percentage of people that do it that the establishment is like, holy shit. I mean, it'll be symbolic at most. 45 people on the stream, only 28 likes on the video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. You know, on my end, I can't see how many likes it has until like it's over. Sounds like you're describing a Trump rally. I think Trump is about to hold a rally, and it's estimated that 50,000 people are attending. 50K people will be at that Trump rally. It's going to be a Corona hotspot, baby. I'm very concerned that Yang might be like Ron Paul for the 2008, 2012 elections. I mean, that's possible. I do think Yang is smarter than Ron Paul. I hope he's playing chess with these people. Do you think Yang should be a tad more aggressive in 2024? Me personally, I want him to be, but at the same time, I want him to be himself. I don't want him to not be who he is. I hope who he is a Yang that's kind of fed up and might be a little more aggressive. But we'll see. I don't want him to, not be himself. I can't help but think the DNC will rally behind the young Kennedy at some point. It's possible. The funniest part to me about the interview was how you can hear his handlers trying to rush him off stage before he said something stupid, and then boom. Yeah. When Biden and Trump go back and forth with saying stupid stuff, they go back and forth. It's like they're trying to one-up each other. 30 likes currently. Appreciate you. What's infuriating me is how hard a Yang had everything Yang said was under extreme scrutiny, and interviewers constantly implied he had no plans for blacks. Meanwhile, Biden gets a free pass. Yeah, and that's what I was saying with Padgett. Like, they kept trying to get on Yang, like, well, what are you going to do for blacks? And they got on Bernie, too. Like, what are you going to do for blacks? And, like, everybody else kind of got a pass. But they kept, like, hammering in on that with Yang. And I don't know why. I don't know why. AOC breaking off from Bernie has actually been good for her decision making, but it also slowed her popularity a lot too. Yeah, I mean, I still think she has like the biggest Twitter following out of all of them, but it did slow her popularity up. She's moved away from Sanders a little bit. Did she? I know she has a contender that's going up against her, but I'm pretty sure she's doing better than her. I'm pretty sure. Yang for life. What's going on, Julie? Come on, guys. We got 47 people in here, but only 30 likes. Let's go, Yank. Thank you, James. 35 likes. Instead of weed, he probably would be safer giving Joe Biden DMT. You know what? You're right. But with Joe Biden's mentality, I doubt he'd ever try it. He probably wouldn't try it. The thought just occurred to me. Has anyone heard from Hustle and Film lately? I don't think I've seen anything from for weeks now. Yeah, I think he's done. He subscribed to my channel too. And the last time I've went to his channel, he hasn't uploaded anything. I think he was very much in the campaign, uploading for the campaign kind of thing. And once that was over with, he backed out a little bit. That's just my thoughts. But I hope he's doing okay. I should reach out. Stay safe this summer. The second wave will likely start closer to mid-June. Yeah, we're going to have and this second wave is usually worse. It's a dirty tactic to make that candidate seem not sensitive to the needs and wants of Black community. It's a way to make them seem questionable. Exactly. But and I'm just saying this in general, if it doesn't apply to you and you're watching this and you're African-American and it doesn't apply to you, but the African-American community in general did it to themselves as well, because they oddly chose what was pander and what wasn't. Do you guys remember it was Yang and Evelyn? They were sitting I think they were on a tour bus. They were on a bus and they were listening to music, and it was hip hop. And they're like, oh, you pander. You're pandering. You're pandering. Bernie Sanders marched on Washington, literally did the most quintessential pro-Black thing you can do. Pandering. You don't bring that up. You're pandering. So it's just really weird where the African-American community's mindset is, they didn't push for they didn't strive for the candidates that wanted Medicare for all like they should have, because the person that suffers that in the medical system more than anybody else is minorities, especially African-American women. Economically, one of the most downtrodden people are African-Americans in the system, and Yang was trying to give them all $1,000 a month. I want to give you money. So I don't know. I don't get it. Your likes are like the Rona. The count is just going up, 41 and rising. Wash his hands. Yeah, the count. What is it? LA. I think the count just was 1,000. Now, again, as they get more tests available, yes, the count is going to go up, showing people that have it. But that's just another reason that people should be being careful. Because that means there's so many people out there that weren't tested that have it. I think Yang's best moment was when he exposed Warren on the automation argument. Yeah, that's the first time I actually saw him like annoyed and semi angry. Like I remember his face. He was like, don't try this. Like that was the first time I've ever seen him like get a little angry. And it was dope. I like that. I like that. And if you've noticed, all the people that were running in the primary, he's pretty much cool with in some fashion. Like they don't have anything negative to say. He talks about him at time. I know when he was in the subway, I covered it. He said, "Oh yeah, I text Tulsi from time to time. I text Corey. I spoke to Pete however many times ago, but he never mentions Warren. I don't think him and Warren talk at all. I don't think she likes him." Yeah, why was Yang being invited to sing with a black choir supposed to be planned pandering? I never got that. Exactly. Like when somebody does something pro-black, that is not pandering. Like, stop it. Like, I don't know. I don't have enough eyes on my channel to get that question answered because I've talked about it a couple times. Like, I need some answers. Why we do this to ourselves? 42 likes, 45 watching. Let's go, Yang Gang. Appreciate you. Georgia's at 42,000 Rona cases and 1,800 deaths now. Was Georgia one of the first places to open up? That was one of the first places to open up. And I was like, oh, they're going to be the test subjects, like a petri dish. They're going to be the test subjects. Do you see Warren backtracking on everything she believes in so she can be Biden's VP? Yeah, no more Medicare for all. And you know who called a lot of heat with that? Cenk Uygur, because he's like, no, it's not that she doesn't believe in it anymore. She lost. Her policy's lost. So she's going with the winning policy. She just wants to be VP. She just wants to be VP. That's all she's wanted. And so now she wants nothing to do with Medicare for all. There's a better reason for UBI than automation. I'd like to come on your show sometime and explain that. $1,000 a month is a money-saving idea in the end compared to what we are doing now with poverty. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that, and I want to hear what you got to say about that. For sure. Some preliminary data suggests with the lack of contact tracing. Yeah, and some people are against contact tracing. How do you guys feel about that? Where has Steyer and Bloomberg been since they dropped out of the race? They have billions, can help with the virus. Bloomberg was in it to stop Bernie, and Steyer never really cared about the people, even though he had some funny moments. Every time like a YouTuber or a celebrity does something, I cover it on the channel. So like Jeffree Star, H3, Mr. Beast. Whenever somebody does something and they give away money to the people, I cover it because they don't have to do that, and they're not even into politics. But when you got a Steyer and a Bloomberg who are into politics, not giving people money and staying shut this whole time, it shows where their heart really lied the whole time. Wrong people are being tested. What do you mean wrong people are being tested? Enlighten me. Wrong people are being tested. Yes, we were the first to open after Florida. Texas was right on our heels. Yep. They decided Georgia. I don't know what made them pick Georgia first. I mean, I got some ideas. And that's on top of current social programs and not needed to raise taxes or print money into forever. So you'd keep the current social programs. And that's one of the things about UBI that, because sometimes the social programs have like a negative light shined on them. I'm not saying I agree with it, but sometimes they do. And that was the good thing about UBI is like it was for everybody, regardless of how much you made. So it didn't get that it's a social or a welfare program. Light shined on it. They asked Yang, he wasn't trying to, but they took took it like that. I'm full Yanga. I'm a full Yanga, but goddamn, I miss Tulsi. Tulsi was, whew, Tulsi. They did her dirty, man. Like, I don't want to hear shit from anybody about a woman president. You had Tulsi Gabbard, who serves in the military, is of color, articulate, smart, wants to end war, and people didn't like. Oh, they did her dirty. I don't want to hear anybody like. I don't want to hear no Warren supporters. I don't want to hear anybody talking about. Oh well, let's Stacey Abrams VP. Who are you pushing for? Were you pushing for Tulsi? No, they did her dirty. Tulsi Gabbard or Andrew Yang should be VP. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a Yang supporter. It's true. It's true. And Tulsi was doing really well until she cut the media darling Kamala Harris off by the heels, and they hated her for that. After that, she was a Russian asset, a Russian puppet. Now everyone's a Russian puppet. You say anything bad about the Dems, you're a Russian puppet. Whoever has symptoms already know they should self-quarantine. People without symptoms should be tested instead, so they know if they should strictly self-quarantine. Gotcha. My brother's ex-fiance, I know that sounds crazy. She I think she had the Rona. Not I think she had the Rona. 9 times out of 10 she had the Rona. She didn't get tested though because she wasn't showing symptoms. But she was around somebody who was positive for coronavirus, and so they worked at the same place. And the person she was around told the job, like, I have coronavirus, and they made her self quarantine. And then they made her, my brother's ex fiance, self quarantine as well because she was around her for 14 days. But she never went and actually got tested. End the wars, feed the poor. Yes. Governor Kemp is shady. He didn't step down as Secretary of State for Georgia while he was running. He was in charge of election security for his own election. How's that? You're in charge of election security for your own election? Come on, man. That's horrible. I agree. Yang and Tulsi. Yeah. Yang and Tulsi Gabbard were probably the best candidates in that primary. The best. They were easily in the top 3. Easily. What I mean is my friend's mom got tested when she got minor symptoms, came back negative. I felt my heart swelling literally, but no insurance. So I self-treated, had most symptoms starting in March. See what a fucked up system. So because you had no insurance, you couldn't go and see if you're going to be okay. Look, why I was big on Medicare for all is because I had to go through the medical system. And when I left the hospital, mind you, I had insurance, and my insurance covers 80%. But I was still left with a huge bill. It was like $20,000. Who has $20,000 to just toss around? And that's with my job covering it. And that's when I said, okay, this healthcare system needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. I knew a girl named Rona once. She was nice and had an infectious personality. That was good. That was a dad joke. Out of all the 2020 Democratic candidates, who are you the most proud of and most disappointed of? I'm the most disappointed of Bernie Sanders. He disappointed me towards the end. Very disappointed. If you would have asked me, and I'd say number 2 disappointed would be Elizabeth Warren. The most proud of, number 1 is Andrew Yang. Nobody knew who he was 7 minutes ago. Nobody knew who he was. He outlasted people that's been in this game for a long time. Okay? So the most proud of Andrew Yang. And then number 2, gotta say, Tosi. I'd say Tosi. I'd say Tosi. Tosi supported UBI too. She did. Her version was a bit different. What did they cap off of? 250K? Like everybody making 250K or something like that. I called you, bro. We have beef and an answer. Who is that? Who? I've never seen you. Husky Jefe? It's Jefe. El Jefe. I've had my insurance all my life. I now have the worst, most expensive insurance I've ever had in my life. Yeah. Like, why are we paying out of our paycheck for years? And then we get sick, we go to the hospital, and when we leave, we still have a ginormous bill. Direct democracy for all, including a unanimous consent rule. 100% yes vote. New law. One no veto. One no vote is a veto. Direct democracy is that social media platform. Where's the discussion is allow for solutions. Sanders continues to disappoint. Yeah. And I never thought I'd be saying these words because even though I switched to Yang Gang, Bernie was still in my top 3. And the way he's been behaving at the end, I mean, it blows my mind. But it's because he fully bent the knee. My family has insurance right now, but most Kaiser facilities here shut down. Getting a phone consultation cost me $280. Still $80 after insurance coverage. Ugh. Oh, man. If people are determined not to self-quarantine despite having symptoms, there's no point in testing them. And they didn't show for the visit. There's still a reason to test them. It's proven their health, a health risk to society, and won't do the right thing. They can be forced to with a positive result. Did you guys see the video where I spoke about how South Korea handled the virus versus how we handled the virus? Vastly different. That like night and day. Are you an NBA fan? If so, are you looking forward to the season continue or any other sports for that matter? As I've gotten older, yes, I like the NBA, but I like college more. And as I've gotten older, I've become more of a football fan than a basketball fan. I feel like NBA, I don't know, it's almost like watching a drama. It's hard to explain, but I become more football fan than an NBA fan, but I still watch it. Whenever I'm in the barbershop, that's all that's going to be on is NBA and football. And then at work, we have this big TV and all it's on is Sports Center. Biden really said, "How dare you question me?" That's exactly how he acted in his live town halls. Biden hates when people push back against him. He hates it. He absolutely hates it. He'll tell you not to vote for him. Go vote for Sanders. I never expected you to vote for me anyway. Stuff like that. Did you think Yang was a gimmick when you first heard of him? And when did you join the Yang Gang? When I first heard of Andrew Yang, my brother actually mentioned a guy named Yang was running. And he didn't really stand out to me at all. He didn't stand out. And, I was doing the channel and I was reporting on the news, and Yang would come up and I'd report on things that Andrew Yang does or says. But I wasn't Yang Gang yet. I became Yang Gang when, do you guys remember, it was when Russell did an interview and a lot of people covered it. I know Kyle Kalinske covered it. A lot of people covered it. I covered it. And my title of it was Yang Flips Republican. So that was the month that I became Yang Gang. Like 100%. I was covering Yang before, but I was covering him and other politicians and what was going on in the news as well. But I became Yang Gang after that video I did of Yang Flips Republican, and I did an interview with Russell. And I was like, this guy's no different from me. And he was MAGA. He was a Trump supporter. I was a Sanders supporter, and we were like, we got along so well. And I was like, if this Yang person can do this to two people with like just completely different mindsets as far as voting goes, then we got somebody. We got a diamond in the rough here. I actually went out of plan doctor for routine procedure. Ended up with 7K bill. Was able to talk them down to 2K payments for the next 3 years. That's crazy. We're one of the only places that has medical bankruptcy. That doesn't exist in most modern nations. Like, to go bankrupt from medical bills, that's crazy, because we got sick through no fault of our own. Did you hear Mike Tyson's going to unretire and go back into the ring? Yes, I saw that. But I saw Mike Tyson on Joe Rogan's podcast, and Mike Tyson was like, he doesn't even like thinking about boxing anymore. He doesn't even like to warm up because it changes his thought process of how he was back in the day. And I love boxing. And I'm into weightlifting too. I love weightlifting as well. So I'm very much looking forward to him getting back into the ring. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, this dude's going to come out yoked. He's going to come out jacked and put all of us to shame. Though Stanton's has done far more for it than I ever dreamed of. Yeah, Scott Stanton's he's done a lot. I got to support him because he's on point. Watching basketball now is like watching WWF wrestling. Exactly. That's how I feel. I feel like it's a drama. I feel like it's kind of like a soap opera when I watch NBA now. I was kind of surprised when you flipped for Yang, Ronnie. I was watching you when you were more Bernie leaning, just because you did cover Yang. Yeah, like, and I did my research, and I really did my research into Yang. I looked into him, and I liked that he was about. And it was a big decision. It was a tough decision because I was Bernie in 2016, and there was nothing that I thought would change my mindset. But Yang did. Like, I just thought of my mother and how UBI would affect her. I thought of how UBI would affect me when I've been in some of my worst case scenarios, when I've been down and out. And I was like, yeah, this is, how can people be turning down this solution? And then as time progressed, and, Yang spoke about how he felt about drugs and things along that nature. I was like, yeah, Sanders, why are you not, you letting him Yang be to the left of you? My first Yang experience was his speech. Politics is like rock, paper, scissors. If Donald Trump is the scissors, then I am the fucking rock. That was dope. That was dope. That dude was like a rock star. When I was in New Hampshire and he came out to Return of the Mac, that dude's a rock star. Mike is a reluctant fighter. So why is he? So I'm just wondering why he's doing it. You think it's because his ego has awakened? Yeah, because like he was saying in that podcast, and I felt he was genuine. Like, even when Joe was like poking at him, like, well, do you at least get back in there and hit the bag? And he was like, Mike was like, no, because I don't like where it brings my head to. So I'm very surprised he's doing this. Very surprised. But he's about to make a lot of money. He's about to make so much money. I hope Tyson can still stay his new humbled self and not become the crazy god of war again. That dude was a beast. Nothing better than going watching like a reel of highlight clips of Mike Tyson obliterating people. That dude was a beast. Proof that everyone is Yang Gang, even if they don't know it yet. Yeah, everyone's Yang Gang, man, to some degree. It's a charity event. It's for a charity event. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a charity event. Ali's daughter was going to come back for a match too. That would have been dope too. Can you imagine getting punched in the face by Mike Tyson. Jesus. How much would it cost to let Mike Tyson hit you twice in the face? What? How much money? What's it gonna cost for him to just warm, not cold, not a cold Tyson, a warm Mike Tyson after he's trained for this event to hit you twice? How much is it gonna cost? DEFCON says $20. Yo, 250K at least. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You got to give me some zeros. And I don't mean no blocking. You have to stand there. You know those smack videos that you see people doing? You got to stand there, shit out. You're signing your life away. But if somehow you manage to survive that, you've got some DEFCONs at $20. Oh, man. Steyer is heading up a committee for Governor Newsom in California. I didn't dislike Tom Steyer. He just didn't stand out to me. And I don't know where that juvenile back that thing up came from. That caught me off guard. But I mean, was that not pandering? I didn't hear people getting on him about pandering. If anything, they found the video funny. But they didn't get him on him about pandering. He would definitely kill me. 2 hits. He hits your face hits the ground. Like my old man used to say. 2 times as much money as anybody has. I mean, I do it for minimum $400,000. $200K a punch. $400,000. You gave me twice. And I probably won't remember what happened. That's mostly for the medical costs of recovery, and the rest I can spend on Cane's chicken fingers. So worth it. No amount of fucking money because my insurance bills will be in the billion. Yeah, I didn't think of it. That's true. Your insurance company's like, you're going to do what? No, we're dropping you. Sorry, I'm okay. You're willingly letting this man hit you in the face. We're okay. We'll pass up on you guys. I saw a guy die in the ring on YouTube. Famously, they were middleweights too. Not from Mike Tyson though, right? Yeah, I've seen a couple videos of people dying in the ring from getting hit. I've also seen wrestling videos of people dying in the ring. Did you see the one it was Rey Mysterio and he went to do 619? And I guess the guy that went on the ropes, like his neck snapped or something like that. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. I used to be in a backyard fed though when I was younger. I was in a backyard fed. I wrestled, right? I was legitimately in a backyard fed. Chairs, hitting each other with chairs, spiked wood bats, that whole shebang, and like it was called BCW. We had belts. We'd have like 4 or 5 different locations we'd go to. And here's the thing. It actually got decently big. Like people would actually come out and watch us. It was really weird. And we did it for years. It was BCW, and then later on we had a takeover and we joined another fed and we called it HCW. Kid you not. Oh, it's got to be with gloves. Yeah, with gloves. He's not punching me bare knuckle. Fuck that noise. It's got to be with gloves. You ever seen Tyson in person? Coolest experience ever. I bet you he's a nice ass dude. I bet you he's just chill as hell. I bet you, I came to that conclusion when I was watching The Hangover. My late husband met Ali when he came to the Adidas campus. That's dope. Ali, one of my all-time favorite boxers, for sure. He got hit a lot too. He got hit because he'd be against the ropes trying to dodge, but he could take a punch. Gloves with 10 inches of padding, though. I mean, you guys aren't thinking he's probably not going to get that second punch in. You're probably falling after the first one. Like your brain's going to he's going to hit you with the first one. When he goes for the second one, you're already going to be mid. He might catch you. He might catch you as you're falling. But for $400,000, you wouldn't do it? $400K? I mean, Mike Tyson. I wonder where Mike stands politically. Like, I can picture Mike Tyson being for UBI. Like, Andrew Yang sitting down with Mike Tyson and Yang being like, look, this is what I want to do for people. And Mike would be like, yeah, you know what? I'm all for that. Let's give everybody $1,000. Why the fuck not? Fuck it, give everybody money. Like somebody that would be against giving everybody 1K is like Floyd Mayweather. Somebody that would be like, fuck it, give him money would be like a Mike Tyson. Undervaluing your mug, Ronnie. You should do at least $250K per punch. Yeah, it should be $250K because after I get hit, I'm gonna be fucking swole. You're not gonna see me on YouTube for a little while till my face deflates. You think Manny Pacquiao should retire? I do. I think Pacquiao should retire as well. Remember when Buster Douglas knocked out Mike? Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Who would you rather vote for, Joe Biden or get punched by Mike Tyson? Well, if I'm not getting paid to be punched by Mike Tyson, oh, shit. Mike Tyson. I could tell everybody I was not like that's a story. You don't get any kudos for going and telling people like, yeah, look, guys, I voted for Joe Biden. You don't get any kudos for that, but you always have a story talking about the time you got punched by Mike Tyson. Let me reiterate. You got knocked out by Mike Tyson. You'll always have a story at every party. Like if you're trying to talk to a girl, you'll be like, girl, I'm not worried about nobody, no guy you talking to. You think I'm worried about that dude you talking to? I got punched by fucking Mike Tyson, and I'm still standing here. Teeth missing, but I'm standing here. I'm not worried about the next man. Yeah, it'd have to be Mike Tyson. Would you rather vote for Mike Tyson or get punched by Joe Biden? I think Joe Biden punching me would kill him. The energy he would have to exert to deliver a punch, I think it would kill him. So, punched by Joe Biden. Punch me, and then I'm going ham on him. I'm gonna fuck Biden up. As long as no. I take that back. I'm gonna let him punch me, and I'm gonna crumble to the ground. You got to pay me, boy. I'm gonna crumble to the ground. News: Joe Biden punches out minority. It's gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna be holding my face, holding my stomach. He didn't even punch me in the stomach. I'm holding my stomach. Why did you do that? How could you? Is it because I wasn't black enough? Yep. Oh yeah. I'm crumbling, and I'm gonna tell the news. I'm gonna have an ice pack on my face. I'm gonna be talking to CNN, MSNBC, Fox. I'm like, yeah. He said it. I told him I wasn't voting for him, and he said, "You ain't black," and he hit me, and that's the last thing I remember. I want a president with a face tattoo, though. At some point, we'll probably have a president with a face tattoo. Like, I feel like as time goes on, will become more and more and more lenient with the appearance of presidents. And at some point, we might not be alive for it. There'll be a president with a face tattoo. Like, would anybody here actually vote for The Rock? I remember talking about that in Pageant Stream, but like, would anybody here legitimately vote for The Rock? I'm curious. That's a much better way to get paid than Punch by Mike. Exactly. Oh, the way I'm gonna behave, you would think I got hit by a car. Idiocracy. But isn't idiocracy like kind of happening? It's kind of happening, isn't it? Depends on his policies. Right. I mean, when I think of The Rock, I think he'd be very liberal, but we really don't know. We have no idea. We have no idea. Gucci man. I mean, the new Gucci, the in shape Gucci, would have a much easier time than old Gucci. The other question I have, besides voting for The Rock, is when do you think we are going to have a woman president? Do you think there'll be, what's going to come next? An African American president or a woman president? What's coming next? I'm curious. Could you imagine The Rock on stage against a Donald Trump? Could you imagine The Rock walking on stage? Trump's over there. Finally, The Rock has come back. Like, oh man. Like, as far as debates go, Trump wouldn't want no problems. But it all comes down to policy. Like, I won't vote for a celebrity just because it's a celebrity. I need some policies. But just imagine, like, at a rally, the millions, the people's president, Donald Trump. What do you think about universal basic income? Trump's like, well, it doesn't matter what you think about universal basic income, because the fact of the matter is, Andrew Yang said, could you imagine? Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Oh my God. Just on stage. Like, Donald Trump, you ain't nothing. Donald Trump, you're 6 foot nothing. 270 pounds and nothing. Hold on, my cell phone's ringing. It's nothing. He says he knows you. Oh man. Oh man. It would have to, he'd have to have some good policies. He'd have to. That's the only way I'd vote for a Rock, because Jesse Ventura is a celebrity as well. You know what I mean? But it's all about policy. I'm positive. Policy driven. That's all I care about. Your ethnicity, your race, your gender, all that is icing on the cake. What I care about is policy. What's going to move us forward and deal with the issues with today? That's legit all I care about. The iWizards say I'd vote. Mike Judge meant idiocracy as a cautionary tale where corporate class control could lead all to anti-intellectualism, but we have landed in pseudo-intellectualism. See COVID response. Yeah, I actually have a video of a whole bunch of Karens like going nutso with what's going on. I'm gonna post that. I'm gonna start doing these things, guys and gals, called like read my lips quick clips, right? And it's just going to be like a quick clip of stuff that's going on. It's not going to necessarily be like an 18 or 20 or 30-minute video. They're going to be like quick clips. And I think the first video I'm going to do for that quick clip is like the Karens acting up, because they've been acting up during this pandemic. Do you think labels are overrated on how we identify because we have liberal and conservative thoughts and ideas every day? I think most people mislabel themselves anyway. So yeah, they are overrated. I think um, people will be like, I identify as a moderate, and then when you go down the line, they're incredibly left on the things they want. And so literally you call yourself a moderate, but the policies that you agree with and strive for are very left wing or progressive. So yes, I think labels are overrated. Ventura's a bit nuts after he had that TV show when he was governor. Admittedly, I watched a couple of those shows. I watched a couple. Um, and don't get me wrong, like I'm all for watching a conspiracy theory show, and I'm all for talking about aliens too and stuff like that, because I do think aliens exist in some way, shape, or form, because the universe is infinite and never ending. And that's a lot of hubris for us to think we're the only sentient beings in existence ever. But yeah, he kind of scared me a bit on that show with some of his thoughts. Karen Apocalypse. I'm calling it that. I'm calling it that. I'm calling it that. I'm taking that. I had to explain when I had to explain to one of my managers at work what a Karen is. Yeah, like they've so there's been two people, there's been more than that, but there's been two people like really shining through with the outrageousness. It's been the people literally murdering people, and I've covered it on the channel because they were asked to wear masks. And then it's been like the Karens um with their self-entitlement and going nuts in this pandemic. Like I think a spotlight needs to be shined on them. A Super Saiyan Karen the other day. I need to speak to the CEO. You might have to talk to my manager after you make. I am the manager. That's happened. So, I mean, obviously, besides YouTube, I have a full-time job, but I'm the manager of a store that sells like men's suits and stuff like that. It's similar to a men's warehouse, and I've gotten that. Well, can I speak to your manager? I'm like, sure. I am the manager. They don't like that shit. They don't like that shit at all. She had the Bruce Falconer music playing too. Oh, I gotta see that. Dragon Ball Z will never die. That'll never die. How did everyone see my Yang unlocks his potential and Yang turned Super Saiyan 2? I really wanted Andrew Yang to see that. I really wanted him to see it. I think it's in at like 700 views right now. But I know he never saw it. And even if he did see it, he wouldn't share it. There's no way, because it has perfect Trump stepping on Joe Biden's head. So he ain't wanting to share it. He wouldn't have shared it. Maybe comment, but he wouldn't have shared it. That's not getting a retweet. Working on a promo to manager. Still just a team leader right now, but can't wait to say, but I am the manager. Oh, it's I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's a good feeling when you're just like, yeah. Speaking. No, you're still not getting the coupon from 2 years ago. That coupon's from 2017. No, you can't use it. But guys, I am worried because here's what's going on with me. I am going back to work in about a week. We're opening back up. It's just inevitable. Couple things I'm worried about. People not wanting to wear masks when they come in. It's going to be interested to see how that works. And most of my staff is gone. It's gone. I literally have one other person. Like this pandemic really screwed it really screwed everybody. Fajita. I tagged him on Twitter. You tagged Yang on Twitter? Forced to work during a pandemic, such bullshit. Yeah, so I got to go back to work. I only have one other person. Like they let the rest of, like everybody else is gone. I only have one other person working with me. They are only going to be working 20 hours, and it's just going to be me working countless hours, which I have no problem working countless hours. It's just that it's going to be during a pandemic, and I know the traffic's going to be nuts. And then like we only have allowed to have a certain amount of people in the store at a time, so I can imagine there's going to be people outside waiting to get in, pissed that they can't come in yet. Like it's gonna be tough. Why don't you ban people who don't wear a mask in your store? Well, that's what I will do. I will tell them, look, you can't shop here unless you're wearing a mask. And I get, some people might have medical issues. If you have medical issues and you can't wear a mask, then we can obviously chop that up. But yeah, just don't walk up in here touching everything without a mask. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. I know the government wants to make it seem like shit is sweet, but it's not. So I don't want to have to ban people. Like I've been in this store for 7 years now. Okay. So a lot of our customers are repeat customers. So I don't want like their clientele. Like I have a clientele book. I don't want to tell somebody who's been shopping in my store for years, for 7 years that I've been there, or even before I've been there, that you're banned. Like I'd rather just them work with me. You get what you need. I'll get what I need, and we'll all be cool because we're all going through this together. Like I don't want it to have to get to that. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, Ronnie. Aaron's did the same thing to my sister-in-law. She's basically running the store with a single part-time employee. Yep, that's all I have. It's just me. I'm gonna have one day off a week, and that part-time employee is gonna work by themselves that one day because I have a key holder. So it's gonna be that key holder. She's part-time. They like reduced her hours. She used to be 40 hours. She's now 20. And that's my only relief. And it's just gonna be me working. The store closes early. It's gonna close at 7. I have to be there at 9. So it's gonna be 9 to 7 every day, except for my one day off. Yeah, numbers are still growing. We haven't plateaued. We haven't plateaued at all. Nope. Especially with more and more people now getting tested. Um, we're starting to see a lot of people are walking around just contaminating other people. Why is wearing a mask such a huge issue? I don't know. And like businesses have no shirt, no shoes, no service, right? Don't they have that? They literally just added mask onto there. And there's some people that feel like their rights are being trampled on. And I'm just like, I don't think you know what rights being trampled on is. Go to Saudi Arabia. Look what happened in South Korea, how they got rid of the virus or kept it under control, what they had to do, what they had to endure. You don't know the first thing about your rights being trampled on. You really don't. And I know that there's an argument between do masks help efficiently, do masks not help efficiently. There's a legitimate argument there. But since I don't know the full answer and they don't know the full answer, how about to be on the safe side? Just wear the mask for 10 minutes. Did you create your own business or is it a promo? No, I didn't create my own business. It's called DXL. It's a chain. I went to our version of Kroger's and pretty much everyone was wearing masks. Yeah. I went to CVS. I went to CVS 2 days ago. Everyone was wearing a mask except for one person. And she was making it known she wasn't wearing a mask. Like she was saying to the cashier, like, hey, I was coming in here and I wasn't gonna wear a mask no matter what. So It was just really weird. Like, people are weird. That couldn't have been me. I'm like, you gotta go. I'm not ringing anything up. Get out of this store. Will the supply chain allow providing disposable masks for clients? Yeah, so they're giving us masks. They're giving us gloves. We can distribute the masks and gloves for people as well. So they're giving us that. Like, my first day back, we're actually not open to the public. That first day back is where they'll be going over more of the rules. Like, I have a huge conference call to be on. I misread my lips. I didn't get the notification. Please share. What's going on, Sue? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? Yeah, YouTube with my notifications. I can tell when people haven't had a mass notification because I can just look at my analytics and I can be like, all right, people didn't get pinged for this. They do it all the time. YouTube does that to me all the time. From Portugal. How are things in Portugal with the virus? Like, what's going on over there? Most of the people who are complaining about the mask are conservatives who used to be all about private property rights under. Yeah, yeah. Like, most of the armed protests were right wingers. Now, at the same time, there were protests going on like about equipment and things like that from lefties, but they didn't get any coverage. You shop at DXL? Which one? Which one do you shop at? I am in Connecticut. There's like a couple of them in Connecticut. Which one do you shop at? So you buy the Harbor Bay? I just want to know. I just want to show these Karens and Chads the things they're doing in Korea and China. Yeah, and like, there was no choice when you went to South Korea. You didn't have a choice. They were tracking you. You were being quarantined. They would go, and I did a whole video on it. They would go, and anybody you had interactions with, they'd be quarantined. You didn't have a choice about wearing the mask. You were wearing the mask or you're going to prison. Like, there was no, like, the self-entitlement, man. I'm telling you. People around here you see wearing a mask now and go out of their way to break social distancing, standing barely 6 inches away instead of 6 feet. Yeah. Yeah. People are like not following it. And until, I don't know if you guys saw, but like, there was a Trump supporter and he didn't believe in coronavirus. He thought it was a hoax. He ended up in the hospital and his wife is on a ventilator. And now he's like, yes, I believe in it. Yes, it's a real thing. So I feel for a lot of people, until it's on their doorstep, they're just not going to be convinced. Yeah, I'm in the ATL Metro until I can get out of here. Probably not long after the Rona gets under control. Chad's, the one in San Bruno, California. Dope. California. California used to be, there's a store in there that has like a training. I don't know if it's the San Bruno one. No, I think it's LA. That's the training one. But I'm guessing that's probably the ones in Cali are probably some really nice stores. Probably some really nice stores. Thanks to South Korea, track or trace, we know that one person caused over 1,000 infractions from just church bouncing. Yeah, and what's this? So Donald Trump's demanding that all churches be open because they're essential. Now, look, when I was younger, I grew up in the church. I grew up in the church, and things along those lines because of my parents and stuff like that. But I can unequivocally say I don't think churches are to be considered essential during a pandemic. That's just my opinion. And I think he's doing it because, again, he wants to try to show that there's nothing wrong. Like, there's nothing going on here. It's both mask and 6 feet. Without mask, vapor can travel several times further with no vapor or barrier. And then in Connecticut, like, the weather's so all over the place. So it could be like 75 degrees one day and sunny, and then the next it's freezing. Literally in May, it's May. A week and a half ago, we had snow. It's all over the place. And it's May. So I'm a religious person, and no way in hell is sacrificing lives is better than going to church. Exactly. It's just no, no. That's just not true. Now suddenly Donald Trump cares about churches. Yeah, man. It's this. I'm thinking, guys, because before I used to do live streams once a week when the campaign was still going. I'm thinking I'm going to do live streams once a week again, unless I'm on somebody else's live stream. Like, so next week, I'm going to be on Boyce's live stream, Mindful Skeptics. So next Sunday, I'm probably not going to do a live stream because I'm going to be on Boyce's. I think I'm going to do them once a week. Um, but I'm thinking I'm going to go back to doing live streams once a week. Usually it's on a Sunday. If it's not going to be on a Sunday, I'll announce it via Twitter. Portuguese people listen and follow the government, not like the U.S. Portugal reopened the businesses last week. So far, so good. By the way, I am an expat in Portugal. What's expat? Enlighten me. I don't know what that means. Did you see the video of Trump being asked to remember a Bible verse? Funniest thing I've seen. I have not. I have not, but it probably is hilarious. It probably is hilarious. There's been so much. I've been trying to implement so many comedic videos into my videos. Like we had the Trump office clip I put in there. I don't know if you saw that. We had the Alex Jones clip. Just the Trump drinking the bleach. Yo, YouTube demonetized that so quick. It was demonetized within 15 minutes. Because I had Trump pretending to drink bleach in there. Expatriate. Got you. I got you. Thank you for that. I was an expatriate in Japan. I wanna go to Japan, and I don't mean for a week. Like I want to go there for like 3 months. Like that's on my bucket list is to go to Japan. That would be amazing. But like Sumimo saying, arigato go mais, go arigato go mais. So YouTube's hates us political talkers so bad. Yeah, they hate us. They hate us. Just to let you guys know, this has nothing to do with money. Arigato gozaimasu. Just to let you guys know, this has nothing to do with money. I want to say at least 60% of my videos get demonetized. Now, I have to, maybe even 70. Now I have to go through like a request review, and usually they review it and it gets monetized. But by then, it's already like 4 or 5 days old. Nobody's watching that video anymore. Like YouTube really, they hate independent political channels. You lived in Tokyo for 4 years. I'm jealous. What's your favorite state, country you have visited? Honestly, I lived in Georgia for about 2 years when I was younger. I was really, really young, and it was beautiful. I loved it. Everything was far apart, though. Like the houses were far apart. Like you had to travel to get to like the market and stuff. And my family, I moved in with my aunt at the time because she had a huge house. The cost of living in Georgia is very cheap, especially back then. And my aunt was a trucker. God bless her soul. She passed away because of cancer. She was a trucker. She drove a huge big rig. And I loved it. The only issue that I had with living in Georgia was there were huge bugs. Like you can hear them hit against the screen door, and there were lizards and stuff. I'll never forget going into the bathroom to go take a bath, and there was a lizard in the bathtub. How does that happen? Where did it come from? Like, how did you get yourself in the actual bathtub? Insane. I'll never forget, I had a turtle, and a bird came down and took my turtle. So, yeah, Georgia's one of the nicest place. Like, I just love the weather. You don't even bother monetizing yours. What's the point? Yeah. Yeah, it's at some videos I know aren't going to be monetized. Like the latest video that I did with Joe Biden, I knew wasn't going to be monetized. And so YouTube loves to demonetize during golden hours of a video, only to open up after that first wave of viewers. Yeah. So like the video that I just dropped of Joe Biden talking about black people to monetize. The video before that is fine, but the video before that one is demonetized. And they're both waiting for reviews, and they won't be done until next week, I guarantee. The blue tail lizards are cute though. I don't think it had a blue tail. I don't remember, but there were snakes and stuff like that too. It's like a different world compared to Connecticut. It's like a different world. Poor turtle. Yeah, just I was devastated because I'm outside in the yard. And so like I felt it was like I did it. So I told people for the longest that my turtle ran away when I was younger. I said my turtle ran away. Really, it was picked up by a fucking bird and snatched away. If I ever grow to be able to monetize, I will never count on that income. Yeah, I mean, I would love to get my channel to a point where it is like a main source of income. I would love to get my channel to that point, and get sponsors and stuff like that. You know, you have these people. We have nobody really big in the Yang Gang that's on independent media. You know, I mean, Kyle Kalinske, he's favorable to Yang at times, but he's a Bernie supporter. You know, Sam Cedars, you know, not Yang Gang. Tim Black's not Yang Gang. There's so many people, you know, on here. The Rational National is not Yang Gang. The Majority Report's not Yang Gang. The Yang Gang has no huge channels. I would love to be a huge channel and be able to voice that. But those channels got big before YouTube started stepping on the necks of independent media. So it's going to be tough. Sponsors and Patreon are the only source of income on YouTube. Monetization is not reliable enough. Yeah, like unless you're Jeffree Star or somebody and you're getting millions of views. Yeah, I'm gonna make that Patreon, guys. I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow and see how it works. But the thing is, I have to come up with content for you guys. That's the thing about Patreon. I have to come up with content for you all. I need to start doing makeup tutorials. Listen, the YouTubers that do get the most revenue, the YouTubers that dominate YouTube, are makeup YouTubers. I learned a lot from makeup YouTubers because YouTube prioritizes your channel by watch time. Do you know who gets the most watch time? Makeup YouTubers. Because from start to finish, people are sitting there doing their makeup with the damn YouTuber. And so every single time they get high watch time, their averages are out of control. And then YouTube pushes them. Yep, makeup and movie game reaction videos. Yep, they dominate. They dominate. They dominate. Political channels don't dominate as far as watch time goes, especially because people will very more so than makeup tutorials will pick and choose if they even want to watch that video. Like, I don't want to watch anything about Biden this time, so I'm not clicking on that. But with makeup tutorials, they almost always watch it, and they'll just have it playing in the background, and they'll sit through it. They'll do it with them. It's crazy. I don't know how. If you guys remember, Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star did like the Secret World of Jeffree Star or something. That literally took over YouTube for a while. Like people that had nothing to do with that were like talking about it. It was huge. And then like H3 and stuff like that. Read My Lips makeup crossover channel. My channel would blow. Yeah, if James Charles or Nikki Tutorial or Jeffree Star or Huda Beauty or any of these people happen to get a hold of this, let's do a cross. I want to talk to you about politics, and I bet you I know more about makeup than they would expect. Let's do a crossover. Let's do it. My channel would blow. It would do nothing for their channel, but my channel would blow. You don't need to do Patreon only content to get supporters. Just keep doing your thing. Then maybe once in a while, make something Patreon only. Okay, I'll try that. But those makeup are super cringe. Most of them are super cringe. A lot of them are. I don't deny that. I know YouTube inside and out, and I work for the company they built their initial environment on. I'm just not creative enough to churn out those videos on the reg. Yeah, YouTube, and like before they weren't all about watch time. Now it's all about watch time, and as you probably know. True, my sisters really watch those makeup videos. Yeah, and it'll just, and unlike political videos, so like at the end of my video, it might go to a CNN. You know what they're gonna go to at the end of a makeup video? Another makeup video. It's great. They dominate. When you look at the stats, they dominate. It's crazy. And then, like you said, video game, like people that do video games, like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, YouTubers like those that play like just a video game. People are going to watch it from the beginning to the end. Markiplier is one of the biggest YouTubers out. I think you should team up with YouTubers like Kai Watson, Linsight, Boyce. Well, me and Boyce we've done streams before. I talk to Boyce a lot. Boyce, he's the one that invited me on Trickle Up. So he posts my vids on Trickle Up. And I'm doing a live stream with Boyce next Sunday. He actually reached out to me before, and he came in the chat, and we just confirmed it here live. But here's something. I bet you a little secret you guys don't know. I've never spoken to Kai. We've never spoken to each other. I've spoken to almost every Yang YouTuber, but me and Kai have never spoken. I don't even think he's ever watched To Read My Lips. I'm just being honest. Me and Paget, she's cool people. She's awesome. We speak. Me and Trumper for Yang. You name them. We have some form of communication, but me and Kai, we've never spoken. I have watched his videos, and Kai was part of the Secure the Yang challenges. There were two of them that I was both in. And he came up high. He was high on those. I think I was number 5 in both of those. But yeah, we've never spoken, which is interesting. Before Google bought YouTube, it was hosted at a company called Server Breach. I worked there while we were building it and helped move their servers out when Google bought them. You are absolutely correct. Corporate news needs to fuck off of YouTube. Yeah. And then YouTube has come out and said they're going to prioritize those people over our channels. They just said it to our faces. Do you think independent media will eventually become more popular than mainstream media? Not as long as mainstream media has the money. Mainstream media has the money. So look, they have YouTube now saying they're going to prioritize authoritative channels, authoritative media channels over independent media channels. So where my channel had a decent chance to grow, they're now stepping on the next. Look, some people don't even get my notifications now. Some people get it 2 days later. They don't recommend as much now. You get at the end, they usually shift to a CNN or an MSNBC. I met Kai when he was in ATL. He's just as energetic in person as his video. I was just about to ask, is he energetic in person too? Do you publish your live streams by chance? Yeah, this will be published. This will be published for sure. I got to meet up with Ty, Tully, Tom the Corrector, McAdee, and a few others. That's dope. I think I met Fred. Yeah, I met Fred. I met a couple people in New Hampshire for New Year's when I went to see Yang. There was a couple people there. And it was dope. It was dope. Love Paget. I just bought a Poor Steve's t-shirt for our controller. His name is Steve. That's Poor Steve. Yeah, those authoritative channels, those same authoritative channels were talking about the war, the Iraq war, and they were wrong about it the whole time. And if you were an independent media channel speaking against it, they would have looked at you like, "Oh, you're wrong." Actually, at the end of the day, you were right. I love the guy, but I can't listen to him for too long at a time. I've seen a couple of his videos. He seems like a nice guy, but he is very energetic. But we've never spoken. I'll almost bet he hasn't watched a Read My Lips video. Oh yeah, I met Fred too. He banged his head getting out of the car to come say hi to myself. Yeah, Fred was cool. Yang was cool. Yang knew who I was. He knew where I came in on the Secure the Yang challenge, which surprised me. And he was dope. And there was a lot of people there. I was surprised that many. There were people there that knew who I was. Totally unexpected. But I would love to. There needs to be like a huge Yang Gang like meetup. Like everybody could chip in a little bit and do a huge. Obviously, we can't do that now because of the Rona. But like, I don't know, have it be somewhere. Even if people have to fly out, and make it be for a weekend or something. All like of the Yang Gang. And I'm actually in the works. Just to let you guys know, I'm in the works. I'm making this. And then I'm going to sign off soon because it's been 2 hours. I'm making this sheet, and it's going to have all the Yang Gang on it. Well, not all the Yang Gang, but a lot of like the prominent Yang Gang YouTubers. Even though I haven't spoken to Kai, he's going to be on it. Paget's going to be on it. Boyce is going to be on it. Trumper Yang's going to be on it. And it's going to have like all of them just like in a row. Sort of like what I did with like the me and Andrew Yang promo thing that I have. It's going to be like that. And I couldn't travel for a lot of Yang Gang because I have a career. Yeah, most of the places. Look, before New Hampshire, Fred actually reached out to me, and he was asking about me coming out to like different Yang Gang events and stuff like that. And I was like, I've never been to one, and honestly, like I'm working. Like it's really hard for me to come out. I'm American. I live in Portugal. I like Yang's policies. Politicians and some organizations are considering Yang's policies. Read My Lips will be a huge help on the humanity forward. Yeah, I'll do whatever I can. He signed a bong in Portland. Signed a bong. That's interesting. Quit your job and move to Iowa. I don't know how that would turn out. I don't know how that would have turned out. But I know there was a lot of people that gave up a lot for campaigns, like that did leave their job and went on the road. Like there are a lot of people that did that. I'm a fan. I'm glad you did that last year with Paget. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was meant to happen. The only other, I mean, I've spoken to her here and there, but the only other times on a stream I spoke to Paget was our Nerds for Yang stream. By the way, I will be doing a stream with Nerds for Yang next month. He's already booked me. It's at the end of the month, so that should be interesting. I love talking to Tom. He's all about numbers. So look out for that. But guys, I'm calling it a wrap. It's been 2 hours. And yeah, it's already past midnight over here. This will be published in case somebody didn't come in the beginning and things like that. I appreciate you guys coming out and staying up and listening to me babble on. I will have another video coming up tomorrow. And again, I'm going to make that Patreon. I'm going to take your guys' advice, and I'm going to be doing, and it's going to have its own intro too, different from the Read My Lips intro, called Read My Lips Quick Clips. So look out for that. And it's going to be like 4 or 5 minute videos, just really quick. But I miss out on a lot of things and have to get it up like the next day, because when I record, it takes a lot of editing, and it's usually like a 20-minute video. So with this, I can get stuff out in a quick clip, and I'm still going to be doing my regular videos every day, but the quick clips will just make it easier for me. You get 20% for that idea. You are correct. Get that in writing. Thanks for the commentary. No, thank you guys for listening. And no problem, guys. And yeah, next week, Sunday, I'm going to be on a live stream with Boyce. So come on there and say hi. Have a good night, everybody. Please stay safe. Peace.